Are you an Egyptian father? How do you think? Do you think your mindset is different than your father's mindset? Is it similar? Well, welcome to our show. We're here to tell you that yes, fathers and children do have different mindsets. But before we continue, subscribe for more videos like this. Here in Egypt, our fathers are our heroes. They work hard to provide for us, they sacrifice a lot, and we, the children, tend to admire them a lot. But as we grow up, we start to notice that our fathers have certain mindsets that we don't agree with. And this is completely normal. It happens all over the world. As a psychologist, I get a lot of questions from young people asking me things like, how can I make my father understand? Or why does he think like this and not like me? Well, before I answer such questions, I always ask, what exactly is the problem? What are you fighting about? Because sometimes the difference in thought process between fathers and children could be very simple. For example, our fathers grew up in a completely different time. The world was different. Technology was different. Culture was different. So their way of thinking is also different. As children, we are exposed to a lot of changes. We see things that our fathers never saw before. We try new things and we learn new skills. So when we talk to our fathers about certain topics, we may have a completely different perspective. Another thing that might cause a difference in mindset is language. In many families in Egypt, fathers tend to speak to their children in a different language. It could be either English or French or any other language. And this is actually a good thing because it helps the child learn a second language. But when the child grows up, they might use this language with their friends and not with their parents. So what happens is that the parents become like investigators trying to find out why their children are no longer speaking to them in the language that they taught them. Well, this is not really a bad thing because the child is growing up and becoming independent. They are developing their own personality. And it's normal that they will have different thoughts and ideas than their fathers. But sometimes these differences in thought process can lead to big fights and serious problems. If you are an Egyptian father or a child, can you relate to these stories? Let us know in the comments. As a psychologist, I always tell young people that it's okay to have different mindsets than their fathers, but it's not okay to fight over these differences. You should respect your father and his experience. At the same time, you should also be true to yourself and your beliefs. Thank you for watching this episode. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for more episodes. See you next time. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are delving into a topic that resonates with many of you, fathers and their children. More specifically, we're going to talk about the differences in mindset between fathers and their children in Egypt. So if you're a parent, a child, or just someone who's interested in cultural psychology, stay tuned. As we start this journey, let me ask you a question. What comes to your mind when you hear the phrase fathers in Egypt? Maybe you think of strong, authoritative figures, or perhaps you imagine them as pillars of wisdom and tradition. But have you ever stopped to wonder how the evolving world is changing the role of fathers in Egyptian society? In our rapidly changing world, it's fascinating to see how the role of fathers is not static, but rather a dynamic one, shaped by the times they live in. As we dig deeper into this topic, we'll explore how the relationship between fathers and children is not just about love and guidance, but also about understanding generational shifts. So, why do children these days seem to have different mindsets than their fathers? Well, let's start with the obvious. Children today are digital natives. They've grown up with technology at their fingertips. This constant access to information has fostered a sense of curiosity and a desire for exploration that might not have been as prevalent in their father's generation. Think about it. When I was young, my father told me stories about his childhood, about playing games that were powered by nothing but his imagination. There was no TV, no internet, just him and his friends creating their own fun. Today, children have a whole universe at their fingertips. It's just a click away. This difference in upbringing has led to a shift in mindset. Children today are more exposed to global ideas and perspectives than ever before. Thanks to social media and the internet, they're engaging with people from all walks of life. This has broadened their horizons and shaped their perspectives in ways that their fathers might not have experienced to the same extent. Have you ever noticed how language can be a reflection of this generational gap? Many fathers might prefer to communicate with their children in Arabic, the language of tradition and shared heritage. But children, especially those who are tech-savvy, might find themselves more comfortable expressing themselves in English. It's not necessarily a rejection of their native language, but a desire to communicate more freely and easily. This shift in language use can sometimes lead to misunderstandings between fathers and children. Fathers who might not be as fluent in English could struggle to connect with their children on an emotional level if the conversation is primarily happening in English. This creates a communication barrier that can sometimes strain the father-child relationship. Now, we're not saying that all fathers in Egypt are strict or closed-minded. We're simply acknowledging that there is a spectrum of parenting styles and generational differences. Just like anywhere else in the world, Egypt has its share of progressive and traditional families. The relationship between fathers and children is a beautiful and complex one. And in Egypt, it's deeply rooted in tradition and respect. As we come to the end of this video, we want to leave you with a thought. How can we bridge this generational gap and foster better understanding between fathers and children in Egypt? Share your thoughts with us.